Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Bear. I'm doing another video. Uh, it's about a game you guys already know about. Batman Arkham Knight. I'm going to show you the showcase. For those who probably have not played it, here's like the showcase of the characters you'll see in it. Obviously, here's Batman. This is the current like outfit skin that you wear during it. He's got like 3 different skins that you can wear. There's also Nightwing, or Dick Grayson, in real name Dick Grayson, I should say. You'll see him in the story, and of course, Harley Quinn. I didn't know they included her like middle name, Frances. You know, to take the what was said in like Suicide Squad about Harley Quinn. Of course, it was that Harley Quinn in the movie, not this one. That's a whole lot of pretty and a whole lot of crazy, or something like that. There's of course her look in this one, and like the old classic Harley Quinn look. This is obviously the one we've all been familiar with. The look she's had for like years. I haven't played like the Arkham City or Arkham Asylum is it called? I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. But I really want to get it. I mean, it kind of be taking a step backwards, to be honest. But I think it would be cool to play. I'm not sure if I would say I would like give make videos of it, because you guys have already played it. So what's the sense? But like here's the characters you'll also see in the you've seen in the story as well. Like I said, I haven't like unlocked them all yet. Here's the Ace Chemical workers that you see in the first. Also one of the for those who probably have not played it like I have, Joker before he died got his blood out to all the blood banks and hospitals of Gotham City, and Batman tracked them all down but didn't get them all. It infected 3 people. 4, I should say, including... No, sorry, not 4. 5 people, including Batman. This guy is one of them. A boxer... a former boxer by the name of Albert King, the Gotham Goliath. Sorry, we had that one. And well, before I get to this guy, hold on, let me... Did I take a step backwards or something? No. You know, I'll just stick with this. This is Red Hood. He is initially Arkham Knight in the story, but after facing Batman, he gives up the Arkham Knight persona. He lays rest the vendetta he has against Batman and becomes a vigilante like Batman himself. But of course, different from Batman, he will kill like his he will kill if he needs to. And of course, here's the militia that Arkham Knight had run. These are the standard militia with the firearms. The combat specialists. Yeah, these guys were a pain in the ass for me. The military checkpoint commanders. These guys were much more easier to defeat than those combat specialists. And then there's this guy, which to me he's the most mysterious out of out of all the characters in here, in my opinion. Azrael. He's the protector of the Order of Saint Dumas, which it turns out they want Batman out of the way because he doesn't kill, which they think is ridiculous or stupid or something. So they have Azrael, whose real name is, I think it said Michael Lane, who was a former JCPD officer, trained him and like embedded like in his mind somehow to kill Batman. And he was given the option by Batman to either try and kill him or walk away and not do it at all. And you get to choose this option. I chose to not kill Batman. But to be honest, I would wonder what would happen if you chose the option to kill Batman. Maybe I could see, like, check out on YouTube and find some videos. This next group we're looking at is the cult members of Deacon Blackfire. I really don't know much about this guy, but from what I understand, he seems to think that he's like an immortal. From what I understand, I've never really heard of him. He's like one of the characters that they don't really use much. And speaking of Deacon, this is him right here. He is claimed to be like hundreds or thousands of years old or something, from what I understand. He is apparently immortal, according to what they say. How I met him was that a reporter went to investigate about him, got himself captured, and he was this close to getting sacrificed until Batman thwarted him. And he says he claims to like be immortal by bathing in buckets of blood or something, young blood or something. I don't know. And of course, here's one of the other people who were infected by Joker's blood, Christina Bell. She from what it says was the former executive of Queen Industries. I'm not sure what that was, but still, I don't know who it was, what that company is, or I should say, in the game. And these are obviously the civilians of Gotham City. And he is the toxin demons that you see when you play Batman, that show up in the first. When Scarecrow tests his toxin in that diner. There's not much more to say about that. And obviously this is like Batman's parents, I would say. I don't know what else to say about that. And here's like the SWAT team of Gotham City. Them and the regular police officers are held up in the JCPD, which is like the only safe haven up until the end. The next guy, which caught me by surprise, that I never expected to see in this one. Of course, probably not all of you guys, because you have played. Some of you probably have played this. Was Deathstroke, or AKA Slade Wilson, as it says. I did not expect to see him in this. That caught me by surprise, which is interesting, because other than like Deadshot, Deathstroke is like one of the best assassins, obviously. And I think in the DC Comics book, which is that I've had for years, it says that I think he was a part of the League of Assassins, or he was something like that. And here's these guys. For those who are not familiar, really, with what these guys are, or with the guy that's responsible for these people, for the, obviously it says Dolatrons. They are the victims of a guy called Professor Pig. Let me show you him real quick. Here he is, right here. This guy, I'm gonna say it, is the most sick and twisted son of a bitch I have. Look at that face, so creepy. Sick and twisted son of a bitch I've ever ran into on this game. He like strung people up and sung opera. And he's not in my DC Comics book. So, I really don't know like a lot about him, other than the fact that in this game, he's like taking people from outside of Gotham. He strung up the people who he sought as unfit or something like that. And his calling card was leaving like failure, imperfect, or something like written on the wall next to these victims that he left hung up with opera music playing. And these Dolatrons are like indestructible if you don't like keep them down. Cause trust me, I had to face a ton of these guys to beat them down, then get to Professor Pig to keep so I could apprehend him. Man, I didn't think any. The only thing that would have probably made it like a bit more creepier and scarier, possibly, is if like if for those who never heard of this character, there's a guy called Murmur, and he's a character in DC Comics, obviously, who is a surgeon, but he murders people. He's like that. What's that guy? Dexter. That show Dexter. But he was caught because he like mumbled when he murdered people, and that's how they caught him. So what he did was, this is probably going to get real graphic. He cut out his own tongue and sewed his own mouth shut. Yeah. I mean, whoa. Damn. Anyway, continuing. This guy, I'm not even familiar with him either. A guy called Firefly, real name Garfield Linz. From what I understand, he was a pyrokinetic or something, or whatever, I don't know. Something with fire he did, but he got scorched and burned, as you can tell by looking at him, and he started turning into like setting fires to everything. Batman caught him like 10 years before and put him away until like a fire department chief, his fellow fire department guys were getting laid off, but he got a hold of Firefly to set fires so that way he could keep them on. I mean, it was stupid to do, but and to be honest, like out of all this game, that was like the most sensible thing, honorable thing for a guy who led his fire department team, trying to save their lives and all. He put their lives ahead of his. That was one of the positives in this game. But despite other than that, but yeah, we had to take him to jail. Here's the guy in the center. That's the guy I was talking about, right here. He wanted so desperately to keep his men's jobs, he got Firefly to set arsons. And of course, none other than Commissioner Jim Gordon. We see him a lot throughout this story. He will obviously he's the father of Barbara Gordon, aka formerly known as Batgirl, also aka now known as Oracle, who works with Batman and with his information and tech skills. That's all I can say about that, about her. And here's Harley Quinn's brutes. Yeah, these guys were a pain in the ass. Harley Quinn led a team to try to kill the Batman after... Kill the Batman. The Batman. Screwing up my words. I'm so stupid. Wanting to take down Batman for killing the Joker. These guys were like... lived up to the name, brutes and tough as hell. I just accidentally skipped ahead. Our next guy is a guy called Henry Adams, right? Yeah, Henry Adams. Also, for the record, for everybody watching who watch this who are not familiar with the Batman games, specifically this one, the infected Joker, the infected people of Joker's blood are only on this one. They're not like a part of the DC universe in any way, or the DC comics in any way. They're just like this one-time show thing. And as it shows, he's a Joker infected and the headmaster of an academy. He initially doesn't show like signs that he's infected by Joker's blood, but apparently with that big mind of his, he was smart enough to hide it. And he killed all the other infected Jokers. And that's what I'll call them. All the other infected Jokers. And then he points the gun at Batman to only find out that Batman is the final person who's infected by Joker's blood. So he then turns the gun on himself and shoots him. Shoots himself, I should say. Next guy, I am not familiar with. This may look like Bruce Wayne, but it's not. It's a guy called Hush, who apparently was friends with Bruce Wayne. His Hush's family, his real name Thomas Elliot, were friends with Bruce Wayne's family. Hush's parents got into a car accident, and Hush apparently was the one that was the cause of that accident because he wanted his parents' money. Batman initially thought, aka Bruce, or should I say Bruce Wayne, initially thought that Hush blamed Bruce and his parents for the death of his parents, but it's just the fact of the death of his parents, or should I say his dad. I really don't know. I can't remember. This was like one of the show off stories in there. He will turn only to come to Batman to come to realize that he wanted both his parents to die. Only his father perished, I would say. And then Hush infiltrated Bruce Wayne Towers, posing as him, obviously, and got sorry, and held a gun to Lucius Fox's head, wanting his secrets. But of course, Batman thwarted that. This next guy, I really don't know how much to say about him, other than the fact that it says what it says right there. He's a journalist and a former talk show host. He likes to get himself a lot of trouble. Of course, that's every reporter. Named Jack Ryder. Continuing. Oh, here it is, right there. Jason Todd. This is the Robin before the current Robin, Tim. He went, and he is currently now the Red Hood, now formerly Arkham Knight. He went to finish what he felt like Batman couldn't finish, trying to kill the Joker. And, well, the Joker tortured and eventually thought what Batman thought to kill him. Joker sent videotapes of him torturing Jason Todd, and Batman, and I saw the flashbacks that Batman when he was seeing the tapes, reliving it right there. I did not. It was hard to watch. Even, I know this is a game, but still, it was hard to watch. I mean, this is still graphic shit. You know what I'm saying? And continuing. Johnny Charisma. This is one of the people who's infected by Joker's blood up until he was killed by Henry Adams. He is an entertainer. He was an entertainer, I should say, who was infected by, and he's obviously obsessed with, like, putting on a performance. That's all he did. And Man-Bat, which is this man, Kirk Langstrom. This man wanted to try, like, curing, like, chiropracticology, which means I think he was trying to, like, help people be able to walk who was paralyzed because of their spine. But instead of accomplishing that, he accidentally turned himself into Man-Bat. As Man-Bat, he wound up killing his wife, which he had no knowledge of, and wound up flying around the city. From what I understand, from, like, him flying around the city, I don't think he did any damage or some sort. I really don't know. But the only damage he did was to some place that he was leasing out, killing his wife. When Batman finally gave him, like, the antidote, poor guy was broken down because of the fact that he killed the woman that he loved with all his heart. And the primates, the apes. Simon Stagg in this story helps Scarecrow with his nerve toxin, and these primates are one of Stagg's test subjects. He also used human test subjects, I might add, but I'm not going to get it. But I can't really show you that if I can. And obviously, here are the Gotham City's paramedics. I had to say these guys numerous times. And here's none other than the Gotham crime lord Oswald Copperpot, or AKA Penguin. Throughout the city, with help of Nightwing, me playing as Batman, I thwarted his, like, weapons cache support, like, giving it all to the rioters, and finally got to apprehend him. What I noticed, like, when I made the Harley Quinn video, that he apparently has, like, I can't really tell from this that he apparently, like, has something on his neck from when I was fighting against Nightwing and in the Bloodhaven police department. He had, like, a circle thing on his neck. I don't know what it was. And here's his Penguin brutes, and again, tough as hell. And we already talked about Professor Pig. I'm not going to go about that again. Riddler. This is the last guy that I have to face in the story. And I've said this before, I've said I hate the Riddler in this damn game. His clues are so freaking mind-boggling, to the point where I'm like, I really want to beat the crap out of this guy when I get my hands on him. I'm just gonna end it there. Next up is, of course, the rioters. Nothing special to say for these guys other than the fact they like causing trouble, and they abducted the firemen and causing havoc across the city. And here is, like I said, Simon Stagg. he was helping Scarecrow with his nerve toxin until he decided to get a little bit greedy. He then was starting to pay for it starting to pay for it. Of course, he finally got apprehended by Batman. He wound up getting doused with the nerve toxin by himself. By the way. Then I wound up having to go back to question him, to ask him, to get him to give me tips about the cloudburst, Scarecrow's toxin. That's what it was called. I had to put something in the Batmobile so it would be able to run underneath the cloudburst, because it got shorted out. And that's pretty much all I can say about Simon Sagg, other than the fact that he finally got apprehended. And here's none other than one of the most infamous, like, DC comic characters, Two-Face, aka former District Attorney Harvey Dent. I wound up in this game, him and Penguin wound up having to team up. They were doing separate things, but they were teamed up. Harvey Dent was robbing all the banks in Gotham City. He saw it as free reign, considering there was nobody to stop him, except for Batman. But you know what I mean. We finally got to apprehend him, and I've noticed I had the subtitles on for it throughout this game. I noticed that when his voice got deeper, he was Two-Face, but when it got higher, for him speaking normally, he was Harvey Dent. So for what he was showing, he was like showing like the split personality disorder thing. I'm not sure if it's like an all act thing, but still. And here's the of course, here's the waitress. That was a part of that was at that diner when Scarecrow tested his toxin. And there's nothing much I can say about this person. I hope you guys liked this video. I'll probably end up doing another one once I get more characters unlocked. I don't know. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment saying you did, and leave a like if you really like. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.